Hi, Steve here. 4 stories from today's news I saw on our news website this morning at thinkaboutit.online reinforces the fact that we are nearing the end of times, the fulfillment of God's Word. In my last video, I talked about artificial intelligence, but I'm going to give even more info about where we're at in this timetable. First, look at these stories from today. Israel has endorsed a new aid distribution framework in Gaza that places facial recognition technology at its center, triggering widespread alarm over privacy concerns. The system, still without external funding, would restrict food access to those who do not undergo biometric screening. Journalist Daniel Estrin said Palestinians would be required to register at specific collection points and submit to facial scans before receiving food parcels. Palestinians would be coming to these places, registered and screened through facial recognition technology. They'd pick up parcels for their family, he said. Israeli officials framed the move as a way to prevent humanitarian supplies from being seized by Hamas. The proposal comes amid broader biometric expansion across Israeli-controlled areas. Over the past year, facial recognition tools have been integrated into border operations in the West Bank. In Gaza, similar surveillance systems developed by companies like Coresight and leveraging Google Photos have already been used by the military. Which firm would implement the new aid-related surveillance remains unknown. Now, I want you to keep this in the back of your mind as I get into the facts of where AI is today. Next, we have a California lawmaker who has introduced a bill that would allow courts to override parents' objections to their child changing their name and sex identifier on vital records like birth certificates. AB 1084, introduced by Assemblyman Rick Zeber from Beverly Hills, expedites the process of individuals to change their legal documents, birth certificates, and marriage licenses to coincide with their self-declared gender identity. For adults, the bill mandates that courts shall, without hearing and within 2 weeks of the petition's filing, enter an order that the change of name be granted to conform to their gender identity, eliminating the previous mechanism for objections. For minors, if all living parents sign the petition, courts must grant the name change within 2 weeks without a hearing. If not all parents consent, they have 6 weeks to object, but objections based solely on concerns that the proposed change is not the petitioner's actual gender identity or gender assigned at birth shall not constitute good cause. And in European news, due to France's drug trafficking crisis, a large majority of French are in favor of the army being deployed into disadvantaged neighborhoods, in problematic neighborhoods in France, including 80% of women. They're scared. This may have to do with the fact that French women feel increasingly unsafe in their own country. They're ready for martial law at this point. And in more news, Apple's push to bring advanced artificial intelligence features to iPhones in China is drawing fire in Washington, where a proposed partnership with Alibaba has sparked intense scrutiny over the potential implications for censorship, surveillance, and military tech development. The deal, designed to power iPhones in China with Alibaba's AI models, has raised alarms among the U.S. lawmakers and national security officials. They're questioning whether the arrangement would give a Chinese tech giant access to data or technical insight that could be funneled into broader state-run programs, including those tied to China's military strategy. Why does all this link together? This article on our website from 3 years ago says it all. These globalists will hold humanity hostage in order to obtain total control. Climate change will be used in their next major push, after their planned PSYOP is finally waning, to usher in the New World Order. These people are not the cream of the crop of humanity. They are the sludge at the very bottom of the barrel. Their entire mindset and worldview is inspired by the spirit of Antichrist at its very core. They are spiritual reprobates and anti-human in every respect. They know they're eugenicists and they're proud of it. Their science is fraud, and their fear-mongering jumps from panic topic to panic topic, depending on what they believe will gain the most traction and leverage over the ignorant population of humanity. The WEF's Yuval Harari has said they're looking for an AI god to write a Bible.
Printing press, radio, television, they broadcast, they spread the ideas created by the human brain, by the human mind. They cannot create a new idea. You know, Gutenberg printed the Bible in the middle of the 15th century. The printing press printed as many copies of the Bible as Gutenberg instructed it, but it did not create a single new page. It had no ideas of its own about the Bible. Is it good? Is it bad? How to interpret this? How to interpret that? AI can create new ideas, can even write a new Bible. Throughout history, religions dreamt about having a book written by a superhuman intelligence, by a non-human entity. Every religion claims our book, all the other books of the other religions, humans wrote them. But our book, no. It came from some superhuman intelligence. In a few years, there might be religions that are actually correct. That just think about a religion whose holy book is written by an AI. That could be a reality in a few years.
I had Grok show me everything it could find about where we are at with AI and moving towards ASI, artificial superintelligence. This is artificial intelligence in 2025. Look at this. AI is embedded in national security with applications in surveillance, predictive policing, and battlefield operations. For instance, NATO's adoption of AI systems like Palantir's Maven smart system shows growing military integration. In our consumer lives, AI powers recommendation algorithms like social media streaming, virtual assistants, and smart devices, subtly shaping behavior and preferences. Now we look at Palantir. If you didn't see the last video I did, which explained more about Palantir, you can check out this video right here. Palantir has deep ties with U.S. agencies like the CIA, the DHS, the DoD, FBI, NSA, and international bodies like NATO. Its Maven Smart system supports AI-enabled battlefield operations, and its platforms are used for immigration enforcement, predictive policing, and public health. I hope you can see how intimidating this really is. Palantir's AI platform, AIP, integrates data for decision-making in industries like banking, healthcare, and energy. Palantir's tools are used for real-time data analysis in conflicts. Now, look at this chart when I asked about ASI. Timelines for artificial superintelligence range from 2026 to 2040, and I suspect it's closer to 2026. In the next box, we see it may arise in 2027 with artificial superintelligence sooner than we think. And that's not my opinion. It tells us right here, OpenAI shifts attention to superintelligence in 2025. AI firms are warned to calculate the threat of the superintelligence or risk it escaping human control. And look what it says in the bottom under assessing control over humanity. If ASI existed, control could imply influence over global systems, economic, military, or societal decision-making. The combined influence of AI and Palantir is already having a greater impact than humanity realizes. And it's inevitable that the people behind the plan to reduce the population by great numbers and control whoever is left will continue on this path until they have that artificial superintelligence. The conclusion? In 2025, AI and Palantir exert considerable influence, but don't control the world in a sci-fi sense. AI is a ubiquitous tool shaping economies, governance, and daily life, with Palantir playing a specialized role in government and enterprise data analytics. Their impact is deep in defense, surveillance, and decision-making systems. Somehow I believe ASI is already here. If you're not ready to face eternity, I leave a link in the description box below. You can click on that link and it will take you to a page with a simple prayer if you'd like to get ready today. Think about it.